Throughout this course, many important topics were covered. Educators who are leading evaluation of technology and change must have a firm knowledge of growth mindset. They must also utilize an innovator's mindset to help encourage success. As a leader in technology, I must prioritize the care of human beings. The three most important words in education are relationships, relationships, relationships. This has everything to do with successful innovation. Leaders empower others by giving them knowledge and skills to pursue their own passions, interests, and future. We need to provide consistent opportunities for students and teachers to pursue their own ideas. It is also important to remember that technology is a tool that can be transformational. We need to think about the impact technology can have for individuals. However, powerful learning needs to come first, and technology second. EdTech leaders need to help students find problems, not just solve them. In the workplace, employers are looking for people who identify and solve problems on their own. We are preparing employees for their future careers. How can we help them find and solve problems? Leaders in educational technology should always be thinking about how to add innovation to their workplace. Projects like Genius Hour and Maker Spaces are great, but we need to go further. Innovation should become part of a daily routine. The Digital Promise Tool is a great way for tech people and administrators to evaluate technology for their district. In order to be successful innovators, we need to think about why we need the tech and does it serve that need. There are many important factors to consider. As we begin to discuss the evaluation process, it is important to develop goals. What is the purpose of the evaluation? What instrument will you use to evaluate? And how will you collect valid data? Setting goals will help us define this process. There are 4 types of evaluations. We will focus on 2. A summative evaluation is conducted at the end of an effort to see how successful it was. A formative evaluation is conducted during the effort to help show progress and to ensure the effort was a success. The first step in the process is called a needs assessment. This is a set of procedures undertaken for the purpose of setting priorities and making decisions about improvement and resource allocation. During the process, we will also develop a logic model. This is a visual representation. It has aims, outcomes, and outputs. It will show all the parts of the evaluation in a visual. Evidence is fundamental throughout this process. This includes numerical and non-numerical evidence. This evidence will help evaluators determine if this technology is right. As the evaluation process continues, ongoing formative evaluation is crucial. Formative evaluation throughout this process will help evaluators to see what impact the tech is having on student achievement. The education system is always changing, which makes research difficult in this setting. Evaluators need to consider the dynamics of the system and how a wide variety of humans interact and are affected by the system. An evaluator has to collect quantitative and qualitative data. Qualitative data include focus group discussions, interviews, observations, and more. Quantitative data are easier to analyze and produce concrete results. Before analyzing, the evaluator needs to identify what types of data and develop a plan. It is important to consider why policies are in place. Policies tend to persist over time. Key questions include, should the policy be continued, and what aspects of the policy should be changed? Evaluators must report their findings to key personnel. An evaluator should consider the purpose of the report, who their audience is, the overview, specific focus questions, and details of data instruments used. They should also consider a statement of limitations and problems and a clear conclusion. To sum up, an evaluation needs to include many important components. We practice using 2 different evaluation tools this semester, which will simplify this process. Joining a professional learning network is a way of learning what you want when you want. Educators and people interested in EdTech can benefit from PLNs as technology is always changing. Finally, the SAMR model has 4 levels. Most educators start out by using the devices as substitution for something they already do. We need to move towards redefinition, which allows students to change a task or to do a task previously impossible.